Okay, 4 strokes are better than 2 strokes, and here is why. Okay, so first of all, you all know that I ride multiple bikes, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, but overall, Spencer and I both kind of lean towards 4 strokes. And we're going to talk about all those reasons. And the first one is that they're simply easier to ride. And so you can go, well, you shouldn't do something because it's easy. But in most other things in life, we do the easier thing because it's easier. And so that's our biggest thing, is they typically, as a whole, are easier to ride. With that, the next thing I would say would be number 2 is they're easier to get faster at, to get better at. Typically, the 2-stroke takes a lot more skill, and I'm admitting that. Compared to Jeremy McGrath racing Supercross on a 250 2-stroke was a lot more difficult than guys racing Supercross on a 450. I firmly believe that the 250 2-strokes were a lot tougher to be good at than a 4-stroke. So as you get faster on a 4-stroke, you get your skills better, you can get faster, it's a lot easier, then you tend to have more fun. You're jumping more stuff, doing longer motos, and with that, I think typically there's less vibration in a 4-stroke. So you can typically ride longer with that smoother, easier to ride power, so you're enjoying yourself longer. Okay, also, as a whole, the newer 4-strokes all are way more advanced. More technology, more tuning time, more development from the manufacturers goes into 4-strokes. Lately, just right now, the 2-stroke from the KTM models of brands have gotten updated, but for the whole, most of the other 2-strokes, if you're looking at older ones, you're jetting, you're mixing gas, you're doing all those kind of things that aren't as advanced as these newer 4-strokes. Next one is with a 4-stroke, there can be a lot more opportunity and ease of tuning, whether it's the Yamaha stock tuner or with the Vortex, different ECUs, you can do a lot more tuning. With a 2-stroke, it takes a lot more skill to go tune a carburetor to always be messing with it and make it right. Or on the newer bikes that have fuel injection in 2-strokes, those can be very difficult to change much of anything. It's really difficult to be able to get into those systems. Okay, so overall, the engines do last a lot longer, especially on these newer generation KTM bikes. They last a lot. They last a long time. If you take care of them, do all your maintenance, they last really well. I say that typically because sometimes there are other freak problems, and when they do, everybody loves to say, hey, 4-strokes blew up and it costs, $5,000 to rebuild the engine. That's not worth that. I get it. But typically, if you take care of them, they last a long time. Going along with that durability in the engine is that the performance seems to stay up higher much longer. Where on a 2-stroke, that thing's getting tired, rings are wearing out. That gap is a lot sooner on a 2-stroke versus a 4-stroke. Okay, so a 4-stroke type of big power is for sure even way more better on dual sports or big trail riding adventures off in the desert. Anything higher speed, the 4-stroke just eats it up and loves it. Okay, so going back to actual riding these things. When we're on the trail, when I'm on a 350 versus a 300, say 2-stroke, with a 350, I carry much more momentum up a section or even in a flat section. I carry more momentum, and I don't come to a stop like I do in the 2-stroke. I might make both sections just fine, but on the 2-stroke, I might come to a stop and bounce around a little bit more, where on the 4-stroke, I just plow right through with that extra momentum, torque, and chug. Okay, so the next reason, and probably the last one here, that I feel like they're better is if you have one bike to do it all, like a bike like this, whether it's a 450 or this is a 350, whether you have a 450 or 350, if you have a 4-stroke, it can be great off-road and at the track, where typically if you have a 2-stroke, it's more happy off-road for most guys than it is on the track. It's a lot harder to ride the 250 or 300 2-stroke on the track as well as you can ride a 4-stroke. So what's nice about a 4-stroke is that it can be used in both places a lot better than I think what a 2-stroke can. So hopefully that you enjoyed our talk about 4-strokes. If you've paid attention at all, you also know that we've talked about why 2-strokes are incredible and so forth. But overall, we still do prefer to ride 4-strokes, and they're great bikes. Hopefully, whatever you're doing, you're riding, and whatever you're riding, hopefully you're having fun, and we'll see you later at the track or trail. Oh my gosh, there we go. That's a big one, huh, Spence?
Not too bad.
97.
Nice. Hey, Dirt Bike TV here. Today, we're going to be talking about why we use the onX Off-Road app. The onX Off-Road app offers offline maps, which is one of the things we use every single time we go trail riding. All the trail riding we do is off the grid, which means no cell phone signal. So we're able to use the onX Off-Road app on our phones and to be able to not get lost and have a ride mapped out beforehand via their desktop version, and I'm able to draw out lines on the computer and plan a coherent loop that everybody can have fun on. onX Off-Road also offers open dates and public land information for those who are looking to plan out their ride best. The Elite version even has ownership information and property boundaries. The features on the onX Off-Road app are pretty much endless. You can import old KML and GPX files, and you can even see fire information in real time, as well as in-depth weather analysis. Try onX Off-Road today by heading over to the link in our link tree or going over to onxoffroad.com and using the code DBTV1 for a 20% discount. See you out on the trail.